Look at this morning we're having already. Hi, 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 hi. Um, so I'm outside because you have to be because it's a moldy ass environment in my apartment. And gotta get my kitty on a walk. And we already got creepy ass LA everywhere following me. I don't know if you saw any of that, but we're on a live. I was just trafficked from the front door out the back because a tenant that no longer lives in the building, I believe, standing out front as if I'm supposed to let her dumbass in. So I just went to the back instead. Um, anyway, we're going to see all the people that are tasked and assigned community-based agents. That's what you're going to see a lot of, tasked and assigned to make sure that I go somewhere and they tell somebody where I'm going and shit. So that's all. I forgot my chair, so I don't want to do that today. I'm going to go like this today because I don't want to add to anybody else's problems, you know? Not trying to make anybody else sick and shit. Um, and that's all I can do. So here we go. No, I have not done anything that these people think I did. I've been open and honest about everything I've ever done. I think there might be only one thing I haven't really told a story about, but I think I told you guys maybe. I don't care to talk about it, but it's definitely here. Here, I'll show you my kitty's claws if you want to see them. Look at this. Bitch got all her nails. Look at. Bitch got all her nails. Right? My bitch got all her nails and she will fuck your shit up. Okay? So, I came on here to talk about skinny Hollywood, methamphetamine Hollywood. All the people used to be skinny before. They don't realize it's a certain type of skinny they look now. It used to be cocaine skinny, right? You used to see a whole lot of people out here cocaine skinny. Now you see a whole lot of people out here motherfucking methamphetamine, methy fenty skinny. And I don't know if they even know that they're not doing cocaine anymore. I wonder how many of them know. I'm just out here on my walk. It's crazy today. So the lady from 203 stink ass apartment was out front. I don't think she still has her key anymore. She relies on people to get in the building, and it's still part of the make it look like you're associated with meth addicts. I'm not. That's why I had to walk out the back. That's why I did the airplane mode on my phone this morning. That's why I'm recording my Strava. Because immediately when I walk out the building, it's like 10 of them just hanging out. Well, I can't say what they're on, but they don't look like they live in the building, and they look like they were told to try and intimidate or harass me. Bitch, y'all are on drugs. That's crazy. That's crazy. Get off the drugs, and maybe you will be less scared of yourself if you think that you're scary. So I'm gonna carry my little tissue around so I could press these knobs as I realize the motherfucking mold from my shoes and shit. I cleaned my shoes off this morning before I walked through the hallway, so any mold that spreads is from within the building itself. I did an extra set of stairs this morning for my workout because of the girl in the front that tried to get in the building. Yes, you want to smell my breath? It's definitely hot for sure. Breath is hot for sure. Can't put this in my bag because this is now contaminated. That's what I'm going to use to push the buttons. I might throw it away, try not to push any buttons. You know, there's a trash can right across the street, if you see. Oh, that's not a good one to put it in though, huh? They look like they're having some issues on their own. I'll just keep going this way then. I don't know if people was designed and supposed to be following me or what, but it's a lot of people out here that's doing weird shit. So walk with me, LA. Walk with me, motherfucking killer LA. I got on my Marinello shirt because they closed down just like I'm gonna shut your ass down too. That's what happens when people do foul shit. They get closed down. They get written off like a bad check. You know? That's what you try to do to people. Somebody says I'm muted. Well, if I'm muted, how'd you make it to my page? Right, that was yesterday. Hi, howdy. What's up, new comments? Eduardo, I love your name. OG Yaya, what's up? I love it when people don't start off the day all foul, like my breath. I would love it if they came through and power washed the sidewalks in Hollywood. Well, they power wash them in East Hollywood. Look at this. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Why is this shit so dirty? They power wash in Hollywood, but I don't know if anybody's getting paid to do that shit out here. There's plenty of jobs. If the city got enough money to send people to follow me around, they got enough money to give you a vest and a power washer, bitch. Pressure washer, whatever you call it. Steam fucking cleaner. Whole city needs a whole motherfucking wash down. It's not just me, because my apartment doesn't look like this. I wonder how many people's apartment looks like this and they still don't know they have mold. Isn't that crazy? Right here, it should be okay. This, I think, another slumlord developer. I don't know. Don't let me defame anybody, but it is my opinion that these buildings were designed to look really nice. But come here. Look at this sign. It's been in this little cement bucket forever. Definitely not a building I want to move into. If you move, that's, I think, a Section 8 building where people move there out of no choice. So I wonder what else is going on. It's a upscale apartment. Co-living. What's that? Means they give you a roommate or whatever? That's weird. That sucks, especially if your roommate nasty. So, upscale living, that is motherfucking a lie. That's what Skinny Hollywood might want to make you think. So, Skinny Hollywood, man, that girl's so funny. Go somewhere, bitch. Shit. Okay, you live here still. If you live here, you would have had a key. You would have been able to get in, no? Didn't they they put a lockbox on your door. Didn't they lock your ass out? It don't smell in there anymore. The building does not stink anymore, except for my hot breath. And that's a medical condition. Can't get me for that one. Medical condition, right? Personal hygiene, medical condition. I would consider that a medical condition, if you ask me. You know, I still have another, what do you call it? I call them a button pusher. It's a paper towel around my coffee. Keep it spilling in my bag. My coffee's in the bag. Can't even hold the coffee too because my hand's weak. And it's more likely I'm gonna drop this shit from this hand than the other hand. So, most sports. Bus driving by, but I think the ground just got sprayed around here. You know what I'm saying? Most sports. They didn't do anything. They have not, this entire time that they've been harassing me or trying to make it look like I'm the messy ass bitch, they have not done anything. They've not done anything except for help me realize that when you move, like say if you live in Hawaii, when you move, you gotta make sure, just leave that shit, you know? If you live in Hawaii, just don't bring anything back here. That's the island life. Once you're there, it's there. It's gone for good, forever. I gotta talk to my mom about the shit she fucking brought back. But, that's one thing. That would be, like, where the species or the genes come from. But if you got a clean house, you don't gotta worry, you know? If it's within a place that you own, you don't gotta worry, you know? So once you get all your shit out and you have somebody come in and do the cleaning, you really shouldn't have to worry, you know? You should make sure that you don't have no fucking running leaks or running water anywhere, because that would be a reason for mold to grow, especially in like a subfloor, right? Or like, imagine you have a wooden subfloor that's got little cracks in between it, and it has the ability to swell with moisture. Yeah. So, everywhere, if you look, anywhere you look, I don't know how they think they're gonna make me pay for all this shit. Anywhere you look, it says the underlying cause of the issue has to be remedied in order for you to fix a mold problem. I've had a mold problem since 2022, right? Since before even, so I don't know, right? Enough to notice it and report about it. Let's go over the timeline. I think it was December 22. Sounds about right. That's when I found out there's a water issue in my apartment. So, we could put it any way you want to put it. The reason that the mold is growing and spreading is because they never came and fixed the underlying water issue. And instead of doing that, they continually flooded me year after year after year. They flood my kitchen. They flood my motherfucking bathroom. They flood everything. I was even told that when I was out of town, like, you know how I told you about the watermelon from my refrigerator disappearing? I was even told by these crazy ass, wild ass voices that like to follow me around and shit, that they had fully soaked my floor, which I don't know. At the time I didn't believe it because I thought I would have seen more of the water damage on the top, on the wood. They were talking about the subfloor. So should you find out that the whole entire subfloor of my apartment's soaked, I would say that leans towards conspiracy. I would say that you should probably go and try to find every single person I've talked about using the V2K to harass and stalk me. Like, their shit's so weird, right? It doesn't make me angry seeing that girl. It makes me think, what a dumb bitch. There's no anger there. What did she do to me? She did nothing but be stinky and dirty. And as long as I stay away and avoid that bitch, I don't have no problems, right? So as far as LA, if everybody in LA knows about me, they should probably stay far away from me if they think that they're at risk of catching a mold spore. But it's naturally occurring in the environment. So I think I took care of the place where it is in the highest concentration, which is on my shoes, with a little bit of distilled white vinegar before I left the building. But I had to walk back through it because Dirty Girl was out there. So I know it's in there because I have Petri dish cultures. I have Petri dish cultures, which is the only reason I'm seeing it grow, because within the culture there's moisture. So should the moisture enter my apartment, that shit's gonna grow. Which is why I have to run a dehumidifier too, sometimes, at 35% to make sure my whole apartment's at 40-something%. I don't know if they think that seeing me repeatedly, she's just trying to do her job and get paid. That's one of them brokest bitches, I guess. Because ain't nobody else, even the guy across from me, didn't do the funny stuff today. So maybe he's trying to exclude himself from being like them. But he sure did do the open the door, you open the door, I open the door, I open the door, you open the door. Yesterday. More ain't normal. It's not normal. That is not baseline. That's base head. So, right. At least they looked harmless. Unlike the ones in my area that were up and actively walking towards me, approaching me as if to intimidate me. Bitch, look at how skinny you are. You don't even got enough energy. You don't even eat enough to fucking handle this. So, I mean, all I can do is work out to make sure I maintain my health. Because should I let my health decline to a state where my physical ability is no longer good enough to fucking cover for the immune system, then I'm in trouble. So I gotta make sure I keep walking whatever flies or whatever larval bullshit's up in my intestine out. I gotta make sure, right? Think about all of these things that I told you, what a major setup it is, and I'm still fucking here, and all these people's looking at me as if they're gonna get paid just because they looked at me. And doesn't that sound a lot like the targeted individual program? TIP. I wonder if he's part of it. Not part of it, but you know, he understands. That's why his name's T. He's making fun of you, just like how I said Grimy Gremlin. He said TIP. Keep following me. This dangerous right here. It's the mold spore gonna catch it. It's gonna dry out though, so in the daytime, make sure you dry this part out. I got mold on my shoes. So, they used to send, look, they used to send a pressure washer. You can't see all that. They used to have that pressure wash regularly. It was like Wednesday night, they send the pressure washer through here. So whoever got the pressure washer, I don't know if you came and did your job the other day, but it's all dirty again. Please come back. I remember because I used to walk, it was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and they're out on the corner pressure washing that shit. Bow. Psh. Shit's clean. Hollywood was clean. There used to be a lot of roaches in Hollywood. In this area too. And the reason the roaches went away is because they started picking the trash up. Right? Like, COVID happened. So let's, instead of skinny Hollywood is skinny because there's drug dealers. There's elite drug dealers. You know, like, let's, for example, say Ketamine Queen. What kind of circle does she run with? What circle was the Ketamine Queen running with? Right? They got the same circle for methamphetamine. They got the same circle for the other shit. So, New World Order is to make everybody poor and drug addicted and die. And it is probably important now for people to stop smoking weed. Because I did, right? I didn't think I'd ever stop smoking weed, but they made weed legal so they could put shit in it and sneak one on you. Right? So you're going and they skipped the dealer. Before, you used to go to a dealer and you know the dealer had that shit in his house. He was growing it up good. He washed the soil out really good. And then now they got you smoking shit that's got all kinds of bullshit in it. Because they don't care if you die. They do not care if you die. So either you're going to become a killer for them or you're going to die. But either way, you're going to die. Like I said, I was thinking last night, and I don't know if I said this on the live, but should I ever get a reward for surviving this and exposing corruption? I'm gonna buy the plumber and his mom and his family and whoever else he needs to take care of a motherfucking house, right? Like, it shouldn't be enough money to cover it, whatever I can do. I'm thinking it's in like the 400 millions. That's just my estimate of it. 400 million. If I gotta pay an attorney, maybe we should ask for $1 trillion. But, right. And then we're going to bargain down, and then the settlement's going to be 400 million. The attorney gets 50%. Still 200 million. I could buy that plumber a really nice house. I don't even care to have a house. I'll still live in my mold spore house apartment. I'll pay for that whole fucking building. Right? Like, that will be my shit. That's my house. I'll decide who gets to come and live there. As a landlord, fucking tenant, leaser. And then, like, that's one of the reasons you should have an apartment is to, like, own an apartment building. I think as far as, like, if you have a lot of family and shit, is to be able to have a place for them to come and live at any given time should they need to. That's the only way you can fucking kick people out of shit, is say, I got a family member who's going to come and live here, you got to go. Right? That's the only way you could give somebody the boot. But they really got to go and live there, and you really got to prove it and shit. Man, I feel so sad. That girl, she looks so lost. Why you look so lost? Because your ass got stinky? Like, what happened? Why they put the lockbox on your door? I didn't see an eviction notice, so it looked like you're coming back, but If you gotta stand outside the door and force me to wait inside, you must not have your key. And you didn't even knock on the door so as to have me let you in, probably because you know better. So if she's trying to make it look like we're friends, bitch, I don't know you. I know your name. I know I asked you why your shit smells like that because I'm autistic, and instead of complaining about you, you're not gonna get me angry. You look stupid. So instead of me continue to get, before I was getting angry with the smell, I had to ask your dumb ass, why do you smell like that? You know, and you made up the stupidest excuse. You said, because I bought the cheap cat litter. Bitch, my cat litter is $7. My cat litter is $7. It's less than that plate of fucking french fries you got right there. And you said you got the cheap cat litter. No, go find a pet feed and track store or whatever and get the cheap cat litter, and your apartment won't smell like that. My apartment does not smell like that. My apartment used to smell like weed. Weed covered up the mold. Right? Whole time I've been complaining about the mold though, and they're like, oh, this bitch smells like weed. She'll never fucking, we're gonna get her. So it's two sides working because it's somebody who made me quit, two people who made me quit smoking weed. Whether it was you guys trying to kill me with some fucked up joints, or somebody who knows better and says, if we can make it, but you guys are trying to make me angry. You didn't know I would just quit smoking weed. And that's how you fucked up, right? Because it's way easier to quit smoking weed than to deal with you motherfuckers. Right? And then I could just look at you and be like, no, I'm not high, and all this crazy shit. And all this crazy shit. So I make sure, because in order to complain about people, you have to, it's okay, these are outside clothes. That's why you change your clothes when you go inside. So in order to, they plan that too, by the way. That's a little broke ass spot that somebody's like, we're gonna drive by at this time, she's here, send a car. Like literally, it's not a conspiracy. That's really literally planned shit. Because you don't have to do that, but some people choose to. So anyway, that doesn't make me angry. That water's cleaner than the fucking house I live in. Shit. Anyway, right? Look, it's clear. It looks clear. So I mean, it can't be that dirty. Shit. And the fact that I changed my clothes, and the fact I got a vinyl bag, and the fact I got my fucking kitty cat, and look, my drink lid is closed. There's no water on it. You can't make me mad. You're funny though. It's really funny. Me and my kitty's just taking my daily walk. We gotta go check out what this happened at this Denny's over here. Do a little circle, come back. Maybe get some pancakes, house of pancakes for breakfast. You know, that's not even as bad as like getting splashed by my own toilet water. You know, that was nothing. This bitter ass LA, what are you so bitter for? Because you're not getting paid because you can't kill me? It's nice to not have a billion people walking next to me today. Still driving next to me though. But at nighttime it's fun. At nighttime it makes me feel protected. At nighttime when I see all these kooky ass people walking with me, I know your ass had to get out of your fucking bed, whatever the fuck it was that you were doing, and come do your little stalker task. So we'll do more night walks too. Today's Friday. We might walk all night. We might walk to Santa Monica. Right? Because walking helps all this fucking fibroid shit or whatever it is get up out my system. And if you can see the benefit of walking, then, you know, why not? That water was funny. That's really funny. I'm laughing so bad at that because literally the water looked cleaner than my motherfucking apartment. Right? I'll probably take a test of that. I'll do a test swab and see if we got any rotifers. Shit. That water looks clean as fuck. It came straight out the fire hydrant. So, You're not gonna get me mad. That's the kind of shit, you know, if you got a filter and you do it right, you could probably even shower in that shit. If you find a way to collect it. Literally, that water is probably cleaner than the water in my apartment building. Oh my gosh. So, it's just me and my kitty. This is the carborundum here. Let me show you. This the building. Oop, my shoe. This the building that when they were working on it, they were using the saw, like major sawing. Diamond, I think it was a carbide diamond bit blade, and he was just going at it. There's no protective sheet up. Other buildings I've seen, like in Venice, they had a protective sheet up around the whole building, so when they go at it with the motherfucking carborundum dust drills. I remember my teeth. I showed you my teeth, my 2 radioactive teeth. So when they go at it with the carborundum drills, the sheet that they have around the building, protecting the building, keeps all that dust from going on the people that's walking by. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be another one of those mold buildings, I bet. It's part of the New World Order. They want you to take that shit home to your house, and they want it to grow and divide. So they might even set it up so that they got one AC vent or something that's unprotected, and somebody, whoever sits underneath that shit's just getting blasted with mold spores. Right? Because that's how creepy and nasty Hollywood is. So I guess this also helps. Here, we're going to talk about the bigger picture. My videos, they want me to keep posting this shit because it helps drive real estate prices down. Should this shit make it viral? Should this shit get out? Should word get out? Should everybody in America be watching me? Everybody in America is going to reconsider moving to Hollywood. Rent's going to go down. I may be able to move. Rent's going to go down, but also it's going to be a whole lot more slumlords because they realize they could do this shit. And that's it. This Hollywood, baby. What's cooking? Are you a building enthusiast? Thank you, St. Jason. I like my glasses too. I love them. I need them to see daily. We didn't even get the transition effect in because the sun's not too strong right now, which means if the transition didn't kick in, I'm not getting the UV rays that I need necessarily. So we got to stay outside a little bit longer.